meditate for 10 days straight. It felt like mental prison. And it's like I can't scroll on TikTok anymore. I was packing my bags on the 8th. I've got to give you just on the 8th day. Anyway, this is where I'm sleeping. We don't get taught in schools. Our parents don't teach us how to process our emotions.
I gotta say a word, he give me what I'm looking for. I just gotta tell everybody, I don't wanna keep it on the low. Goddamn, I love him. I love him. Goddamn, I love him. I love him.
On my way to Suffolk, a meditation center in Suffolk, for Vipassana. If you've heard of Vipassana, then if you haven't, then Vipassana is like a meditation center. Basically what you get to do is meditate for 10 days straight, not straight, well 10 days. You wake up and sleep, you go to bed at 4 a.m, you finish your day at 10, and it's an experience I feel like I need. At Walnut Tree, it's called Walnut Tree Manor Dharma Meditation Center in Suffolk, and I'm just about to hand my phone in an hour for 10 days of meditation every single day from 4 a.m. to 10 till 9 p.m. From 4 a.m. till 9 p.m. and I am excited. Actually, let me just say, I'll be real, I just got here and I see we're sharing rooms. I've got a room that I'm sharing with I think like 6 people, which I don't blame them. It's a so everything here is like run by volunteers, so they managing. Let them people them manage, which is fine. I guess we just manage for the next days, and then actually I think it's good that I am sharing, because one thing about me, once I sleep, I'm not waking up. And we're talking about waking up at 4 a.m. I'm gonna do up my alarm clock. I will not be waking up. So I think thank God that we're sharing rooms, because if we wasn't sharing, me, I'll be sleeping in or calling my neighbor like, can you get me up or something, because sister is not gonna wake up. But I'm excited. I think I've got a lot of things that I want to like get clarity on, especially when it comes to like my life, my new goals. I'd say, for example, like one thing that I've been exploring quite recently, one thing I've been exploring quite recently is free will is my sexuality. I think that I have a really big don't tell me this is not gonna work. I have a really big something going on, guys. My battery's not going in. Okay, I'm gonna go probably ask, see if they have like batteries that can fit that. If it can't fit, call it a day. But yeah, anyways guys, I'm really excited. One of the things that I'm really like not looking forward to is I journal in 3 books every single day. My business book, my manifestation book, and just my brain dump. And that's one of the things that I do a lot. That's my coping mechanism. I was addicted to TikTok. Can't be posting on TikTok anymore. Not just posting, I don't even post, that's not lie. Not being able to scroll on TikTok, it's a bit boring. It's gonna be meditation every single day. We're gonna be learning new things every single day. I'm kind of like, my spirit is excited, but at the same time, like, I'm excited for how much I'm going to be challenged when it comes to, you know, my thoughts. And yeah, I'm annoyed that we're not sharing a room, but I know it's for the benefit of me. So yeah, and I like my own space. But yeah, just I think it's all sinking in now. That I'm not gonna be able to talk to my friends anymore. I'm not gonna be talking to my finance shit no more. But what I'm excited for is my intuition's gonna be loud. At the end, I hope people in the room don't know. If there's not me, I'm going to say I don't want to stay in this room. But intuition is loud, and that's a good thing, because it, like, you know, the things that we distract ourselves every single day from, and escape from. It's like now you've got to actually face it, and I like things like those. I've done a lot of healing. This should tell you how stressed I am. I never get acne on my forehead ever, so this is either stress, I don't know what it is, but usually we ignore things in the world, more so because we are distracted. And I like the healing that is just intense because it's also serving for a better purpose. Like, even that I'm here now, I haven't put a lot of thought into this because I've been distracting myself. I don't want to think about having a vegan meal for 10 days straight. I haven't thought about waking up at 4 a.m. every single day. That's not something I thought about. But I feel like my life is probably going to be elevated by the end of this. I feel like that I've got 4 months until my reign, and I think that's also going to serve another thing this year as well. 4 months? No, not 4 months. It's 6 months. Yeah, 6 months. But other than that, I think I'm gonna text my friends and say that the girl is giving her phone in. Gonna go and put my stuff out into my room, and then yeah, I'll give you guys a little tour before I get out. I don't know if I want to show you guys where I'm staying, because they keep me, I just want my own room. I'm crying about my own room, but maybe I will. Let's get into that, and if there's no one in there, then maybe I'll let that happen. But let's get my stuff out. So guys, where am I gonna put my suitcase? I only just bought one bag. Where will my stuff go? But anyway, this is where I'm sleeping. I'm gonna go get my suitcase now. I don't know where I'm gonna put my stuff. I'll probably just put it in this corner. But the rule is not to be speaking after 6 o'clock. But I'm already making friends out here, and I'm very bold. Like, I just ask you, why are you here? What's your intention here? But this is me for 10 days. You're joking, bruh. You're joking, bruh. It's sinking in now that I'm gonna give my phone away. That I can't post, like, I can't scroll on TikTok anymore. I can't scroll on Instagram no more. I can't call my friends and be yapping for no reason no more. Just for the next 10 days. So hopefully I will take it out. I've I packed the biggest, the 20 kg suitcase. I packed that, me thinking, oh yeah, I'm gonna have my own space. I'll just stay my suitcase somewhere in a corner. Apparently we're sharing the room, so I've had to find somewhere to put my big suitcase. Even my roommates are like, is she for real? But listen, you don't know about fashionista. People told me their motivations and they're just here to face their demons. I'm like, same girl. But yeah, anyway, literally got my phone. This is how you know it's a problem. I've got a phone, I have a phone, I've got my iPad, but I'm gonna take a book and write this stuff down. My phone's on 2%, so hopefully that works out. Anyway, let's do a journal entry. Oh my god, I'm gonna miss this so much. And but hopefully I'm renewed. I'm writing this down because when I come back from the meditation, I want to be able to, wow, I'm gonna write in red. I want to be able to answer these questions. Pens are not working. Am I just not meant to write? Okay. 6, 5, 25. Just thought about this. I wanna walk out as my higher self. I'm not gonna have no interactions with people. That's crazy. I want to be doing link ups in my room. Like, can I not do that? Crazy. Okay, questions I want to answer. Why? It's not how. Why am I not? What love trauma do I need to heal? What gifts? This is what I'm like. What gifts can I give as Miss? Why do I procrastinate? Why do I procrastinate? Ooh, I want to go back, and one of the first things I want to do is, okay, first things, I want to do a vision board, and number 2, I want to create a routine on the important stuff that I've learned to do, kind of like a spiritual routine actually. See, the last thing that I've written down is how do I maintain a good mental health. I think that's going to be really important, and also like a spiritual routine and a spiritual practice when I come back to uphold those things. But other than that, it's 10 minutes to, I'm gonna go back to my room and kind of like arrange my bed, and then I'm going to hand in my phone and surrender to the journey. And I'm not gonna force anything really. I'm gonna try and like whatever's on top of my head, that's what I'm gonna listen to, and then I kind of like process it as well. But I'm so excited. I hope that I get to turn out and be my highest self, and I feel like I'm gonna become not nonchalant, but I'm gonna feel very, what would I call it, like I can feel this feeling of detachment. I already know, and I'm like grateful for stuff that nothing is but got it. Bye guys, I will see you in 10 days on the 17th of May 2025, and that's Miss Africa signing out.
To make those rainbows in my mind. When I think of you sometime, I want to spend some time with you.
I just finished a 10-day meditation course, and it's been very empowering. It's been a time for me to reflect on my journey, as well as plan for what's next for me, what's next for Miss Africa Great Britain 2024, as she doesn't just pass the crown down to the next girl, but also what does she become after winning this title. I'm very grateful. I've had a restful, crazy, mentally freeing 10 days, and let's see where this takes me. The 10-day meditation course is over, and I actually started driving home. Okay, I have a long story. I haven't gotten time to actually like sit by myself and process the trip for me, so this is probably the time for me. What I'm gonna do is I need to go to the back and get my book, and then I'm gonna turn my car around. Or should I go park like at the very end where there's no people? I think that's what I'm gonna do. Let's do that. Let's go. Well, actually, just turn around. Get my book first. Really want time to reflect before I go home, because I'll be bombarded with questions of how it's been, what it's been like, and I haven't really gotten time to like just sit down and just use my brain and think and reflect and understand what's going on, what happened, what didn't happen, what can I do moving forward, and answer the 10 questions that I had, because really and truly I feel like I've answered the 10 questions. I mean, I came with a goal and I've gotten the goal, but I'll say I was just driving back. I dropped one of the people that I met from the center on my way here. It was just like nice to like have someone to reflect with, and then like I'm driving and I'm like looking at myself, I'm like, wow, that's me. Like I feel like I'm in a new universe, like a new reality in a new world, and that's very cool. Another experience is because my dopamine levels were really high. Then I went for the thing and I went for the course and they became a bit lower. And then now it's just like, I feel like it's like level set. My notifications on my phone are not like, unconsciously I'm like looking, when I look at when I look at my phone, but at the same time I'm like I'm not feeding into it. Like I'm not, we call it craving. I'm gonna use the word craving a lot. Like I'm not, want to see what's going on my phone. I'm trying to check my phone, trying to go through the notifications. That's something I feel like I'm unconsciously doing, because I always do that when I'm driving. But now I'm like a bit like, I want to just listen to the car move. I just want to hear the wind when we pass through the car. Like I can feel things, and I can, like, even when I'm driving, sometimes I meditate a little bit, and I'm like it puts me back in the present moment. Something that I'd say, so let's say 3 good things that have happened. So I've got like a good set plan on what I want to do after this, and I'm getting into my creative, my main thing is like I want to get into my creative era of just creating and pushing things out, because I went on holiday and that grounded me, and then coming on the course grounded me even more. And it gets to a point where you ground too much to a point where you don't, like, you're just grounding, you're not hustling or you're not creating anything. And I want to get to a point where I'm back on the creating, because guys, I've got a tour in Kenya. I've got a trip in Kenya, and I've got a plan there, and I'm trying to be there for like more than a month. So it's gonna be like a really active time for me, and I know it's gonna be hectic. Literally on the last days when I realized, damn, like I've been chilling, like this meditation and like rest period for me is needed, because unconscious, a lot of times I get this weird periods when I'm doing nothing, and I'm like, it's a bit weird, because I'm usually very busy, and then I come to find out it's because there's a busy season in my life, and I work like that. That's usually what my work life looks like. It's like I get busy times and I get chill times, and I get busy times and I get chill times, because it's a high and low, and yeah. And now I'm like looking forward to seeing how I actually feel, because now I genuinely feel my emotions, I feel my sensations. Probably the second good thing that's happened for me is I've came to realize that I suppress my emotions a lot, and we don't get taught in schools. Our parents don't teach us how to process our emotions. For me, I sometimes suppress my emotions, especially if it's painful. I suppress it. I'm like, I don't want to feel it. Distract myself through music, distract myself through people, distract myself through going on trips, and like it's easy for you to numb yourself. And I'm a very big advocate of feeling your feelings, and I realize there's some feelings that I don't feel, especially in the places I feel like I'm kind of like a bit blocked. I've learned how to process them, and one day I woke up at 4 to 6 in the morning. I think it was like on like a day 3 or day 4. This was like 4:15 when no one. So usually we start meditating from 4:30. I was there at 4:15, and I started to feel. So the main thing is we were doing Anapana for 3 days. This was just breathing. When I tell you I'll tell you the naughty things that I've been doing as well, guys. But we were doing Anapana for the first 3 days, and the first day, like when I was breathing, I could feel my body sensation, and I could feel pain in my legs, and I don't know what told me in that moment, but something my body said that you have to feel something in order to feel bliss. Sometimes we wanna, instead of feeling the pain, we wanna put a band-aid on it and wanna feel like bliss, but you have to feel the emotion, you have to feel the pain in order to actually feel bliss, which is very interesting, because the next day so after we're doing the breathing meditation, then we go into Vipassana, and Vipassana is actually feeling the sensations in your body from your unconscious mind through your breathing. And it was cool. I was like, okay, so I'm getting things from the future about what's gonna. So I said I'm gonna be waking up. I'm gonna try my best to be waking up early in the morning. So sometimes most of the days I try to go at like 4:15, 4:20, 4:10 in the morning, and just meditate, because there's no one, and it's just a big hall with cushions, and you sit and you meditate. So yeah, so that's another thing. Another thing is like one of the main motivations for me to stay was actually having conversations with people, and like hearing the experiences and just talking. One thing about me, that's one thing I found hard. I'll get to the hard parts, but one thing that I found like that motivated me to stay was I wanted to talk to this specific girl, this black girl. It's nice to just have conversation and be like, you know, sis, it's good to see someone who's in this space and is, you know, into spirituality and is trying to get themselves better. And because meditation is not a big thing in the black community, in some ways, you know, it's very, very Buddhist, I say. So I was just having a conversation with her, and when the last day, I'll tell you guys that I also got distracted as well. I'll tell you the distraction. So she kind of like helped me understand a problem that I've been having, which is to do with love. Actually, I've been asking myself why I want to be in a relationship, but I don't know why I'm not in a relationship. So I came to find out sometimes I chase love, and sometimes so she helped me understand sometimes you project what you think, what you want in what yourself or what you want in a partner in someone else. And I also meditated and realized like I can't be creating a specific perception of people and then expecting them to be like that. I mean, a perception of people instead of letting them show you who they really are. And that was like I'm gonna write all these things down. And then that's the 3 good things that have happened. Probably the one bad thing, first bad thing, I got in trouble a little bit, because like it got to points where I'm so used to talking to new people, and I'm so used to like just saying stuff. So it got to a point where they saw me do, because you can't do hand gestures, you can't speak, you can't communicate, you can't pass down notes. So it got to a point where I was doing hand gestures with this girl, and then I got caught, and then they called me in the office and they said, "No more silence, Deborah. No more silence. How about you do no more silence?" And I was like, "Okay, I will shut up then." So I got in trouble for that. What else? There was another day they found me outside. So day 2, they found me outside. Because I was waiting for dinner. I was waiting for lunch. I was actually waiting for lunch. 30 minutes. So I sat 30 minutes outside. They're not meant to do. They're meant to be actually like meditating. So I was sat there for 30 minutes. So the lady, one of the teachers came up to me and they're like, you're meant to sit here you're meant to be around outside for 10 minutes and then go back and meditate. And I was like, no, I don't want to. In that meditation, I was like, no, I don't want to. And she was like, what, like, the conversation was like, I don't understand why. I told her I don't understand why we're just doing breathing for 11 hours. We're sitting 11 hours a day breathing. Sister, I can do that at home. I came here to learn something. That's very arrogant, actually. But my reasoning was like I like to know why you're doing something. You just don't do something just because you got told to. If I'm gonna do it, I'm doing it because you told me to. But I'm not understanding why I need to do it. You know what I mean? And to me, that's really important. I'm very purpose driven, as you know. So I got called, and then we were having conversations, and they were telling me like, you need to do the 3-day breathing exercise. It's not even a breathing, because it's just noticing your breath, sensation on your breath around your nose, and then you get to sharpen your mind so you're able to feel sensations in your body. Because I didn't really listen. I did a little bit, but some of the sessions I can't lie, I was sleeping. Like I just go to bed. Probably another bad thing is I got distracted by somebody distracted me on it's not like they purposely distracted me. I just like, wow, you look good, like you look good, damn. So they've been in my thoughts a lot, and just like trying to, same problem. In fact, it's great that it's good, but it's bad. It's good that she kind of like helped me understand what my problem in love is. Like some of the issues that we didn't have any issues, but some of the things that I was doing, the habits that I was doing, this whole thing of projecting, she kind of, let's say she was a good example of it, if that makes sense. Like from what I was doing. I was really disappointed on the last day, because like me and her were having conversations. I was telling her, like, you know, like, you were even in my dreams, and like she seemed very internalized with her journey, and that it didn't make me sad. It made me a bit like, I wish I focused on my journey a bit more. But I also know that if I did that, yes, I would have gotten that would be a different timeline. But at the same time, maybe that was for me to learn and realize, like, this is what's going on, and this is the cycle that you're going through, and this is how you're going to change it. Another great thing, guys, I went back with acne. Acne where? Acne who? Acne what? The diet, the food, we had vegetarian every single day. We didn't have any meat. That definitely cleaned up my diet. But I am good. I'm not even eating. I was gonna say I'm gonna eat Five Guys, I'm gonna eat Fridays, but I want to go home to eat my mom's cooking, because I just miss the rice so much. But other than that, it was so lovely to meet. It was so worth it for me to meet people. I think some of the motivators for me, I just wanted to have conversations with people at the end. Like, I didn't want to go to our process for 7 days and then like not have I'm so eager on having conversations with people. I also thought a lot about my friends. I thought a lot about my homegirls. Literally, I opened my phone on the last day and I was just seeing messages of them. We're going out today. We miss you. This is the gist. This is what you've been missing. This is the tea. So seeing the messages, like when my phone is on when we were leaving at 6:30 in the morning, it was just so cute. And then like seeing my mom's messages saying she's proud. Probably another something I haven't said. My mom has done this before. So, and my auntie has done it quite recently, and I have another auntie who does this every single year. So I kind of was like, if they can do it, go, you gotta dig it out. And I'd say actually this is something probably to look out for if this is something that you want to do. It was very difficult to be there for 10 days, being a young person, because I'm very active in my life and I have a very active lifestyle. That's why I found it hard on the 3rd day. Like, I was packing my bags on the 8th. I've got to give it just on the 8th day, but I was packing my bags because I'm like, this is just like, I could be doing something at home, I could be creating something, and I'm just sat here doing absolutely nothing at 10 o'clock. And that time it was really sunny, so we were basking in the sun. So I'm like, what am I basking in? I've got people to inspire, like, but you need breaks. The breaks I've definitely needed before anything else. I packed my bags as well. I was gonna give up. I packed my bags on the 8th day, because I said, like, I packed my bags on the 8th day because someone snitched on me, and I was so angry, and I just had so much hatred. I was like, I hate everyone here. Like, I was cussing people out inside because I'm like, the person who snitched on me, and I knew who it was, the person who snitched on me, you are first. Actually, I got angry because I didn't know who it was. So I'm like, I'm living in a room of snitches. Like, I don't want to be here. And then afterwards, I just kind of processed, and I was like, I just let it go. This is the whole point of the meditation. Is like I felt it. I was angry. I felt why I was feeling angry, and then I also realized that, like, that's my ego bruised. Sometimes anger comes from your ego being bruised, and I also realized I just let it go, and I was, because we did a love, and I've got a lot of love to give. I'm not gonna let hate stand in the way of that. So my motivator was, I was gonna come back to tell just to my homegirls, because I was gonna tell them, imagine, sis, we ate apples and bananas for dinner every single day for 10 days. Like, that, I needed to come back and let them know, like, this is what's been happening, and let them know what the gist has been, because me and my homegirls always have gist. So what else has been motivating? My mom has done this before, and I also didn't want to feel self-disappointment. I didn't want to come back home and I'm either back to the cycle of feeling depressed or feeling like a certain way, and I haven't been able to solve it. So I'm glad I stuck it out, and I stuck it through. What else? What's another motivation? Someone was a motivator as well. I was just like, got a nice face, can see every day. But I let that go. What else? I was gonna say something to do with self-disappointment. Oh, there was a lot of conversations to do with misery, and that wasn't something I was eating up. Another thing is they talked a lot about enlightenment, like being happy, like making happiness feel like a destination. And it's kind of like the happiness and contentment is never a destination. It's something that you're in and out of. And I feel like it has to get to a point in your life when you understand that you will never get to a point where, well, it's great that you can be fully enlightened and be fully liberated, but that's not something that I feel like should be our main goal in life. Sometimes we just have to live life, make our own mistakes, and just work towards being a better person and what you're meant to be. Me, I'm more of a purpose kind of person, you know. Maybe that might change at some point, I don't know, but that's that. What else did I not like? The discourses, they were good. They were very informative to an extent. Some of them are very repetitive. I was just like, the last day they put us on a discourse, I actually walked out. I was like, I'm not about to listen to this. Then they found me in my room and they told me to come back. So yeah, maybe doing up trouble. But other than that, it's been a great experience. I'm really excited to show up, but I'm also I feel I'm walking out and I feel like I'm happy to experience this and experience life. And I'm so excited to see my friends and excited to see my mom. And what else? And I've been naughty for 10 days. Every single day I was processing, like, I feel like I'm in prison. I feel like I'm in it felt like mental prison every single day, because there's no way of expression. And you know, I'm a very expressive person. I have like a very warm personality. So it felt like mental prison for me. That's why I started talking to myself. I got myself busy doing up runway, practicing my runway work, and I've got a few things up my sleeve, so I can't wait to show y'all. But other than that, let's look at the questions. When I journaled the other day, I said I'm very excited. A very short journal. I said I'm very excited for the process and who I will become when I walk out as my higher self with my thoughts and mind trained. Yes, I have my thoughts and mind trained, but I don't feel like I made walking out as my higher self as a goal. And it's kind of like, yes, I can walk out as my higher self, but it's more so about what I do after I finish. What do you call it? Like, I can walk out as my higher self and that's it. But more so, I like the process of coming out and learning how to deal with my emotions, learning how to deal with things that can help me walk every day as my higher self, rather than walking out and just feeling like, wow, I'm on the moon and I'm this and I'm that, you know? So yeah, and I also learned I'm not a big meditator. I don't meditate that much. I like guided stuff, but I will be like practicing the Vipassana that I learned in the place. So the thing that I just wrote here was, what gifts can I give as being as Miss Africa Great Britain? This is something that's been big for me. So when I meditated, one of the things I wanted to do was align my chakras. So on day 4, when we learned Vipassana, this is very spiritual. So if you don't believe in these things, bye-bye, or you know, have the space, have an open mind. So on the 3rd day, I felt like I opened my 3rd eye, and I could feel, when we were doing the meditation, I could feel my consciousness leave my body and my 3rd eye open. And to me, that means like, as much as I meditate with my eyes closed, my unconscious eye is open, and I can see life more than just what I'm seeing. Like, there's more, there's the truth to things. And that was very liberating. And I was really scared. Like, even the next day, I didn't want to meditate. I didn't want to wake up, because I'm like, I'm too scared. I don't want my 3rd eye to open. It was an interesting process though, because I was like it felt like I just snapped into reality. And it was like, damn. My head realigned, I feel like, because my face and my diet, my thingy was open. I cover my head a lot of times, but when I meditate, and especially when I'm on my own, I don't cover my head, because my head needs to be opened. So then when it comes to my throat, I had to process things like arrogance, things like ignorance, things like hatred, and using your voice. And I also, because of the noble silence, actually I learned how to communicate, like how important communication is. That was not the point of the noble silence. Apparently the noble silence was meant for you to just reflect on your inner self. But for me, I feel like I reflect a lot about me, but I don't get to, please don't hit my car, but I don't get to reflect on, like I don't get people to, usually I don't like when people trigger me. Once they trigger me, I just want to leave. Another thing I just remembered, day 8, when I was packing to leave, at that moment, at the end of the night, I realized this is a pattern that I have in my love life and in like some parts of my life in general. When I find things hard or when I find things triggering, I always want to exit. It's very like avoidant, and it made me realize like how long are you going to keep running from things? If you want to be in a genuine relationship, you can't continue to keep running away from people when they trigger you. It's learning how to work through it. It's something that I already know, but seeing myself packing my bags, it genuinely pulled me back to a time when I was with my ex and we had an argument, and I packed my suit, and this was us in Wales. We had an argument in Wales, and I packed my suitcase and I left. And that made me like remember. And then I remember walking away and realizing like, why am I walking away? Where am I even going? Because she's the one who drove us there, so where am I actually going? And then it was just very toxic, and I don't want to go back into that space again. So that was very interesting. So now back to my question about what I can give as Miss Africa. So then I opened my heart chakra, and that's not something I really developed. I can develop love and compassion for myself, but also I realized the greatest gift I can give to people is love and compassion and kindness. If I can, because that's something that I always do, is I feel like I'm a very generous person and I give to give. So that's one of the best things I can give. There's no secret superpower that I need. It's just doing that. My stomach got healed because the food changed my body up. I could feel the changes. My sacral is something that I'm still gonna keep working on, because like I didn't work on it as much because I was distracted. And then my root is more about grounding, and that's something I was doing anyway because I'm there and I'm present. So that was something cool. But I had this conversation at the end. This lady was talking about how us as Gen Zs, like just the younger generation, sometimes if we don't want to do something. So one of the questions I asked was, why do I procrastinate? And I was having a conversation with them, and they were saying that sometimes if we don't want to do something, we don't want to do something. And I'm very like that. Like if I don't like something, if I don't want to do something, I'm not going to do it. And this, because of how much I stuck through, it made me realize like I have a lot more mental elasticity to be able to do the things that I don't I don't feel like doing, and I know that they're going to benefit me. Like for example, being there at the meditation for 10 days, I could have just meditated for a day and call it a day, right? But it's sticking through it, sticking through. And I know that the older generation has a good way of doing that, but for me, that has been my experience being at Vipassana. I've just finished answering all the questions that I've got. I'm so looking forward to seeing my friends. I haven't scrolled through my phone yet. I've got to scroll through my phone, look at some of the messages and see what I can respond to. It's just so weird like seeing people, because I've been there for 10 days and like sometimes another thing I will do a video on things that I learned being there, day 1 to day 10. I'm doing up contraband, so you know my rules are my rules. So what happened was, every single day, the download that I received every single day, I wrote it down on a piece of paper. I'm gonna find that piece of paper. I think it's in my jacket or something. I will share that with you guys. But other than that, Hope you guys enjoyed this journey, crazy journey with me, and let's see where life takes me. And shout out to all the lovely people that I met there. Appreciate ya.